We put the earrings on the
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Today we're going to be talking about earrings, amongst other things. We'll also be playing some Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay somewhere in between there. It's Spite of the Witch King. We're back for episode 2, and it's great to see you guys here. If you're watching on YouTube, say hey in the comment section, and you can come watch us live here every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern, live here on twitch.tv/Encounter Roleplay. But let's go around the cast and the crew. Let's remind ourselves of who we are and who we're going to be playing tonight, and let's start with this glorious mane of hair that is Jonathan Pruitt tonight. Pruitt, how's it going, my friend?
It's going great as always. Just got off a little Cthulhu action, ready to loosen up in the world of Warhammer with a bunch of dark elf, insane masochist assholes. So I look forward to reprising my character, that of Geiger Grimheart. He's a killer. You know, he knows how to kill. He was taught how to kill, and so that's what he does. And he's writing a book about it. It'll be available this fall, The Art of the Kill. So be sure to check that out at your local bookstores before they get burned out.
He literally wrote the book on it. Amazing. And we have Jim back with us today. Jim, how's it going, my friend?
It's doing great. I'm feeling refreshed and ready to get back into it after last week's shoot. And here we are back home. And I'm loving any kind of character that lets me reach down into the deepest, darkest places of my soul and bear it forth for all the world to see on permanent record on YouTube. So they're always fun to to engage in a bit of darkness now and then. Looking forward to playing today.
Absolutely. This will never go away. So whatever we do here, it's just... Whew. Anyway, Charlie, how are you doing today?
I am doing good. I'm very excited. More Warhammer on my Wednesdays. Yes. And I'm playing Darcy, who is delightful and may have a nasty temper and holds a grudge, but is a lovely dark elf lady.
Absolutely. We don't have Gareth here today. No one's missing him. It's fine. So that's that really. Let's celebrate. It was Don. Yeah, I know. It's Don's birthday today. Gareth isn't here. I'm having a great time. Well, so a big thank you goes to Ginger Snap Lover, who is a new $5 patron on the Patreon. Thank you, Ginger Snap. We love you as much as you love Ginger Snap. But more to the point, before we get started today, I want to remind you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is we're sponsored here today by fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. You can go download that for free on Steam. We're playing the Warhammer Fantasy Community Pack. They're actually working on a 4th edition one. I looked earlier, but there's a second one that we're using at the moment to show these maps, tokens, dice rolls, and images, etc. So be sure to check that out. WaylandGames.co.uk is a great place to actually go and buy some Warhammer Dark Elf minis if you want to, up to 20% off the retail value amongst midst of other tabletop board games, minis, and other good shit. And last but not least, tabletoploot.com. We're only a few retweets away from 20, where you guys will get a chance to win a set of tabletop loot dice here in just a few moments' time. So go retweet. And of course, last but not least, you can donate to affect the game to give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. In the last game of Call of Cthulhu, there were just mini-me versions of the characters which were donated as pets. I'm hoping this is a running theme, and every game ever gets many versions for the party to have to deal with. But check out the pet donation table. There's like 500 pets plus whatever else your mad minds can come up with. My chaos chorus. But let's remind ourselves a little bit of what happened last week on the show. The party are all dark elves returning to Nagarond after a 5-year journey away on a black ark, which time they've been pillaging, burning to their heart's content, and have won many fortunes and slaves along the way. Upon their return, they were dismayed to learn that their house Shade Arrow, had fallen from power and glory since the last they were there. And they're very upset that their mistress, Sesosa Shade Arrow, is no longer quite as powerful as she once was. But she did have a plan to get some more power using the party members. And she made them an offer. She wants them to destroy the Fellhand house, including their mistress, Maeva Fellhand. She wants them dead along with her son, Sivin Fellhand. He's a very powerful, influential lordling within the city right now, and killing these people is not going to be easy. So they hatched a plan of deception in order to get close to Sivin Fellhand and Maver Fellhand as well, insofar as they would pretend that they were no longer working for Shade Arrow and try and turn their coats and deceive their enemies. In the meanwhile, they also got up to a little bit of a side quest with a particularly handsome and delectable tailor by the name of Wezel Spitebringer, who's something of an information broker as well. And he kind of hooked them up with another dark elf, sort of local gangster and fixer by the name of Fetin, who has agreed after a gambling game involving a whole lot of bulls that he would get them a safe house. Yeah, it was a whole thing. To get them a safe house and a meeting with Sivin Fellhand. So now it's up to the party to meet with Sivin Fellhand, convince him that they are on his side and that they are trustworthy, in order for them to get close enough to assassinate Sivin and his mother, Maver Fellhand. And so we're going to kick things off today with the party, and I want you guys to describe to me what your safe house looks like. It's somewhere underneath a building. The upper level is a torture sort of palace, I guess. Basically just a sex pit where people get strung up all the time. You guys are totally down with that. But underneath this, in the basement level, is your hidden safe house. And maybe each of you have a room down here, and you guys have had a couple of days to tinker with your room, and you're so damn rich that you can get anything you would want ordered into this room. And when I say it's a room, it is basically a house. Each of your rooms are basically houses. The Dark Elves are very luxuriant, and you guys have so much money. Fetin has made sure to set you up with a damn nice place, even if it's just for a few weeks or days that you guys are going to be staying here. So, Darcy, what does Darcy's room, or basically her house, look like? Has she decorated it at all, and what's going on in there?
Darcy's place is I think actually is right next door to one of those like tattoo parlor piercing places. Right. Very aesthetic. She was fairly well off when she left, being the illegitimate child of her house. So she got a lot of hush money and go away and be quiet elsewhere money. And so it's a little one-room studio, and it's decorated with lamps draped in like thin black fabrics. The wall is a mural of blood and pain. Very artistic, very avant-garde.
The blood is so super fresh. Oh, what the fuck's going on with this overlay? That's weird.
Don't
worry, you saw nothing.
Held up with stacks of books that came from her studies at the university school for her barber surgeon skills. And on top of the desk is an arrangement of antique doctoring equipment, piercing equipment, torture equipment. It's hard to tell which is which, but they're all there, all kind of laid out. It all
blends into one after a while, right?
Yeah, they're all like spiky and metallic.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. So, has she been spending a lot of time here, decorating or doing other things? Is there anything that she does in her like downtime, I guess, away from the rest of the party members that Darcy does?
Since she's back, she actually had to kick out the current tenant who was meant to just be like house sitting while she was away, but seemed to think Darcy wasn't coming back. So Darcy had a very loud disagreement until she convinced the tenant to get out. And since then, she's been having a pretty good time partying with local friends, and actually just staying out of the way of Golizel and Geiger and Ives as much as she can. Kind of getting back on with her life, but still sowing those small seeds and rumors that hint that she is truly turning her back on the Shade Arrows once and for all. She is fully forsaking her name and house.
Awesome. Okay. And let's move over then to Geiger. Geiger, what does your house look like, and what have you been up to in it?
Geiger's house is a study in both mirrors and mirrors. Geiger has mirrors pretty much on every wall, mirrors in the corner, on the ceiling. He enjoys working with his weapons to perfect his craft, and also occasionally going to the side to jot a note or two in his notes or his journals for the art of the kill. So yeah, he's very Spartan. Other than that, like he seems pretty superfluous, very shallow. But like, it's just more of like that's all that's really going on. Like he's a dark elf. He's got nothing else. He's a soldier, and so he's put on this show. But other than that, he pretty much sleeps on pretty much like a comfortable cot, but nothing too comfortable. And hidden underneath, of course, is his hugging pillow that he doesn't let anyone know about. But when he's not working on his instrument, that being I mean, come on, he's found either he'll make very public displays of like going with Gozel to the hanging pit or wherever we went the other day, but for the most part he likes going to the very very taboo. The cuddle parlor down on the bad side of town. He wants to make sure no one knows he goes there. But he lets out he lets out his shame and his woes that he just doesn't feel like the Shade Arrows appreciate him anymore.
I have a question.
And,
you know how some people have like the kinky boxes of like the good stuff?
No.
Is his just full of teddy bears?
It's like pillows and like teddy bears. And like, yeah, I mean that's all it is. It's like there's like a body pillow that you can like really hang on to, and there's like a comforter in there. But
like this black box with like spikes, and inside it's just teddy bears.
Yeah. The outside of the box has spikes and everything. But yeah, Will's is just a cardboard box in the corner.
Hey, I guess the job done.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yes, that's what his fun time box looks like.
Okay. Amazing and revealing. Golazol. What does Golazol's house look like? What's he been up to in it?
So he has a modest spire in one of the outer neighborhoods of Nagarond that he purchased. And the bottom level looks like Jesse Pinkman's house right after he's flush with one of the big sales, and it's just like a bunch of druggies and lowlifes and no good types, and there's graffiti all over the place, and it's just trashed. And then if you're able to make it past the well-paid guards upstairs, you get into sort of the VIP area where Golazol hangs out. And then above that is his bedroom and other places, private quarters and the like. But he spends his time mixing it up with people around the docks, right? The pirates, cutthroats. He wants it known that he's putting together a crew and is looking to perhaps even purchase his own ship now that he finds himself so flush with cash.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. So it is a couple of days after you first get into your new digs that you get another message from Fetin, your now fixer, and he gives you the location of the place where you are to meet Sivin Fellhand, a lordling of House Fellhand that you've come to try and deceive into getting on his side. He wishes to meet you in an open space in a basically the Dark Elf equivalent of a tavern, which is to say there's just a whole lot more sort of like strings and ties and flails in there. Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's definitely an upper class sort of establishment that he's invited you to. And it is an open space, so you would suspect that at the very least you may be safe for a little while in a place like that. And he expects to meet you later tonight. So you've got dinner plans, basically. You guys get letters sent to your houses that you now have a dinner invitation via Fetin. Is there anything that you guys would like to do in preparation before you meet with Sivin?
I know that Golazal wants to take the measure of his reputation. He's connected with Hal's Shade Arrow, and so part of why he's been spending a lot of time amongst lowlifes and sort of the cutthroats of the city, those dark elves who are hungry enough to be backstabbers and power grabbers, is like, do they fear him? Do they respect him? Is he a joke? He just wants to kind of get a feel for his personal reputation.
Okay. He is known as being fairly... I mean, all Dark Elves perhaps are known for being calculating, but amongst Dark Elves, he is known for being one that's quite... he's arrogant, but he is for a reason. He's not met someone that he hasn't been able to outsmart before, and that's probably the reason why he's powerful and still alive in the first place. He and his mother are very close. She's said to be a witch. And controls dark magics, which are possibly ones that he can control as well, although that's not something which you could prove. It's more of a rumor goes around that Sivin has dark magic behind him as well. He is said to have the favor of Malekith, the Witch King, as well, and so having the ear and favor of your master is... certainly puts him in high stead. You would suspect that the Black Guard of Nagarond would be keeping an eye on him to make sure that no one assassinates him, because the Witch King doesn't want him dead yet.
Gotcha. In that case, Golazal will make a big show of paying his portion of his earnings to the Witch King. Wherever it's, he'll travel to the Black Tower, and whatever underling takes that, but he makes sure that he brings his best clothes. He's dressed in his finery, all of his weapons, and his it's very public for Golazal. He doesn't do anything in the shadows. This guy.
It's definitely, that would be like a common practice, I guess. It's almost like a tithe to your lord, I guess. That isn't required, but is certainly expected on some level. He's trying to do it with the message of just like, listen, Malekith, I give you your portion, not the shade arrows. It's me, that's his. That's the message he hopes to send. Right. You basically deal with servants and attendants and moneylenders and the Dark Elf equivalent of the IRS.
Those bastards.
They're way more scary. Oh my god. They're just super organized. But it is noted, you get the sort of, they keep track of everyone and where every bit of money is going in and out of the city of the Black Spires, they know. And so, well, you're not exactly going to get a clap on the back and a thanks a lot, buddy. That might buy you another year of favor,
Sure. Every little bit helps. Exactly.
And it would certainly put you on the map in terms of being a lone agent rather than, of a Shade Sparrow. Okay, so yeah, you kind of ask around, give your tithe, and get ready for the meeting. Either two of you like to do anything else before you meet with Sivin tonight?
Geiger would go to the tailor, to Wessel. Go ahead and try to sow some favor with him, and get all of the Shade Arrow insignia removed from his clothes, and be very, very dramatic and public about it.
Right.
And pretty much that. Just try to start insinuating myself with Wessel. See if we can.
That is, because it is only too easy. It feels way too easy. It's it's one of those where it's like, you don't feel great about it. You don't feel great about how easy that is.
You should put up more of a challenge.
You just it's pouring over you, Oh yes, Master Geiger, of course. I'll take anything off of you.
Yes. Just just the insignia for now.
For now.
Anyway, but yeah, he'll do that, and then go ahead and put on the new outfit that Darcy got him for dinner, and of course, like Gullazal did. I mean, you got to pay the tithe, and so he's gonna pay his tithes to the Witch King.
Definitely.
And hopefully we can have good luck in this venture.
Definitely. All right. And then last but not least, Darcy.
Sorry, I lost my mute button. Wild panic.
It's okay.
Darcy, for her part, spends a long time figuring out what she's going to wear. She believes like we could have gotten this invitation without Fessin's help, so she is also, while she's shopping, having learned from Wessel that tailors can't keep their mouths shut, while shopping, she's going to keep an ear out for rumors about Fessin and what his part is in the politics of the city.
Okay.
She'll bring up the gambling house we went to, how fancy it was, wasn't it exciting, in the sarcastic, classic Dark Elf way, and, talk about this poser, like how long has he been around, etc., etc.
Okay. People don't like to talk. I mean, Dark Elves love to talk shit about people. Like that's like the favorite thing. It's like Desperate Housewives everywhere you go. Just like little conversations, sniping at everyone else. Never seen the show. I can imagine that's what it's about. Anyway, but they don't like to talk too much about Fessin. Fessin is something of an institution. So he is every man's man. He is the guy for a lot of people. So whether or not you like him or you hate him, he can get a whole lot done. He is also he's in favor of the Witch King so much as he's allowed to exist. You suspect that all of his illicit activities, if the Witch King didn't like them in some way, he would have been killed a long time ago. But the Witch King, he likes a bit of disorder and chaos in amongst the order. It keeps people in line, and the idiots will get killed swiftly by the guard, and those clever enough to survive deserve to survive. So he's been around for a long time, and most people would be unwilling, without further persuasion, to give you too much about Fessin. So you sense a little bit of resistance when you talk about that, but you could push them if you'd like.
I think for now she wouldn't, but in the way that they're not talking is kind of as informative as if they were talking for now. Definitely something to follow up with Gorzal and Geiger when we meet up for dinner, assuming they're also invited.
Absolutely. Would you guys like to meet before going to C7? Okay. So let's meet you guys back up in the main sort of basement area underneath your secret hideouts. And so Geiger's just come and got his outfit changed. Golazal's just come from the Witch King's tithe, and Darcy's just come from hobnobbing with the locals.
This outfit comes with a live cat. It's amazing. They just nail it right down to the pauldrons.
That's, I know that avant-garde is the style here, but I'm not sure it's very practical, Geiger.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Good thing it just crawled away.
Shoddy nails. Poor Taylor. Are we ready for our encounter then?
I mean, I suppose I'm as ready as I'll ever be. What's our play here? What's your play, Golazal?
I prefer the Executioner's Daughter. It's beautiful and sublime, and it's you mean my plan? I have no plans, Geiger. I simply live my life moment to moment, much of it as I can, squeezing it as I can. Let's see what they have to offer. I think Sivan I smell a hunter in him, and someone who is well favored. It might be advantageous to at least hear what he has to say. Give it an open mind.
I feel the same. Darcy?
If you're planning to truly abandon the house, then.
Hey.
Darcy, I was always an appendage easily removed from the house.
Darcy, I'm a soldier. All I have to look forward to is the next campaign. This could possibly bump me up a little bit higher, if you know what I'm saying. So, we'll see. If the offer's worth it, maybe we actually side with these fell hands.
It's possible, or at the very least, to see what advantage we can gain from the appearance of it. Darcy, you've acquired a lot for yourself by your own hand. The shade arrows owed nothing from that.
No, but they do have a fine house in need of it taken over.
Well, now that sounds like a fine play.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps you could request that as your prize, should we actually help out the fell hands.
I imagine we'll be just helping out ourselves, no matter which way the dice are rolled.
Isn't that what dark elves do?
You tell me, you're writing the book on it all.
Oh, I'm writing a book on how to end it all.
Oh, it's taking a pessimistic turn there.
Isn't that what every fight is? An exercise in pessimism? The end of it all? The inevitability of death? It's all in Chapter 4 of The Art of the Kill. You can find it this fall on your bookstores near you.
Well, if you survive long enough to publish it. I almost said punish it.
I'm sure it's punishing enough. I'm sure the reviewers won't be kind.
It's quite a punishing read, yeah.
The whole thing's a gimmick. A dagger springs out at the end and kills you.
The last chapter, you turn the page.
Suddenly you die. Always be prepared.
Yeah. While this has been going on, Gozal is getting ready and getting his finery on, his dress swords and the like, all ready to go.
Oh my god. And Jory and Drake says £20. Give to pets. Darcy gets a drow priestess of love, divine bodyguard, reskinned as a disciple of Cain, called Dorina Spider Song. Ooh. She should be a caster. Oh, nice. Oh, she's got a giant spider. Oh, fuck yeah. I want to play Dorina. All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, guess what? Well.
Wow. When you're the GM, you can play Dorina Spider Song. Awesome. Thank you, my friend.
Sweet.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so after a long discussion about Geiger's book and how many edits it might need.
How's that?
I said a new meaning of poison pen.
Poison's a fine option. What method of delivery were you thinking, Darcy?
Right now, I'm thinking Geiger's book would be grand, but we are attending a dinner. There are a number of other options open to us. An inspiration may strike at any time.
But of course.
This is true.
Chapter 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I get them all
She's read
mixed
the
up.
book.
I let her do a proofread. Yes.
It was a
Everyone
long
needs an
voyage.
editor. Everyone needs an editor.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7. Be the editor of the battlefield.
For the sake of the morale.
I will edit your soul.
Ah, yes, the final edit.
These very long, complex literary metaphors for battle.
This is a giant book.
Yeah.
Gold's also been dressing, and he brings out his recent acquisition, Teacup Manticore, which he keeps on a small leash, and he's like stroking its spines, which are soft. They've not yet become lethal. I'm ready when you are. Let's go make an impression.
Well, with a beast like that, there's no way he won't.
All right, so you guys head off to the sort of wine bar where Sivan Philhand has said they will meet you. You get inside, it's beautifully decorated, and there are only the finest of customers within, only a couple of people. Over in one sort of nesting corner of the restaurant, you see the tall, handsome, and malevolent-looking Sivan Philhand. He's wearing a sea dragon cloak and one of the finest robes that you could possibly purchase here in Nagaron. He is surrounded outside his sort of like VIP section by Black Guard of Nagarons. Now, these dudes are not people to be messed with. The Black Guard are Malekith's personal guard, and also the closest approximation one could get in Nagaron to a police force. But they're a bit more like a secret police in many ways. But they are just clad in the spikiest possible armor, masks over their faces, and these huge-looking great halberds, which have seen a fair amount of use. Only the strongest and meanest elves are hand-picked by Malekith to serve in the Black Guard. As you see Sivan looking over, even he seems to be casting a slightly nervous glance at the Black Guard as you guys approach. Beckons you over. Come, sit.
Well met, Master Fellhand. Glad we could see each other so soon after our last meeting.
Yes, I'm so glad that you decided to take me up on my offer. Would you like wine?
Oh, I'll have whatever you're having. He
orders some Stallion wine stolen from the Empire by one of the Black Arcs, and it's poured for you by a servant as you all take your seats in the booth. And so, you called for this meeting. How is it I can help you? I've heard the rumors, of course, that you are no longer with the Shade Arrows. That's why I've decided to meet you here.
Indeed, they have the stink of a rotting corpse on them. Whereas the fragrance in here is quite invigorating.
It's the smell of success. Yes, Sosa and her folk have fallen from power since last you were here. I suspected it would not be long before you and she parted ways.
They don't know how to appreciate talent such as we provide. That's why we wanted to meet with you. Perhaps maybe we could help you.
And how do you think you could help me?
Well, one could say I wrote the book on killing. One wouldn't terribly be wrong. But if you ever need a good sword hand, I could be that hand.
Tempting. I have heard of your book.
I'm intrigued by your question, Sivan. I've been thinking long since we met. What is it that we can offer you? You have wounded Shade Arrow to the point of their death being imminent. You've infiltrated them. What benefit could we possibly offer you?
Wounded, yes, but not fully destroyed. Sosa Shade Arrow still is a powerful enchantress and has a loyal guard. There have been many personal grievances done to me and my mother which need to be set straight. The list is long and will require a lot of punishment from Mistress Shade Arrow when finally we get her. And that is what you can offer me. After all, you know her better than anyone else. You've been inside her keep. You know her commanders, generals, and how they could be turned. That information is most valuable to me, but the little birdie warned me. And perhaps you were still working for her. After all, one cannot be too careful around Mistress Shade Arrow. She is a particularly manipulative and cunning opponent. I do not wish to be outplayed by her. So I've decided to put you to a test instead. Rather than blindly trusting you or blindly throwing you away, give you a chance to prove yourselves to me. Would you like to hear my offer?
I relish the opportunity.
Please.
Very good. There is a ship coming into Nagrond. The ship is laden with supplies, slaves, gold. The ship must never reach Nagrond, because if it does, I would be most unhappy. I will task you with making sure that the ship never reaches port. And if you can make certain of that, I care not for the bounty on board. If it were all to be lost at sea, burned, or destroyed, matters little. What matters is that we send a message. I don't want you to ask any questions about why I'm asking you to do this, merely that you see to it. I will write down the name of the ship here. It is due in port within 2 days. And then using your own resources, you will see to it. How does that sound?
A worthy test of our loyalty.
Very good.
Name the ship.
He takes a look down at the piece of paper and sends it over your way, just across the table. And on the piece of paper is Arc Royale. By the sounds of things,
Is this a
That
ship?
might
Yeah,
be
I
a
was
black
gonna say, is this a ship we would know?
yeah, let's see if there's a skill you could roll. There's like knowledge, right? In this game.
Yeah, there should be skilled in just
Well, just give
general
like,
elf knowledge.
Yeah, give like an intelligence check. We'll call it just intelligence for this.
I can do that. I can't do that.
That's the last thing I can do.
I have no names for ships in my brain. What's a ship?
Oh yes, the Arc Royale.
Nice.
Did a stint on that not too long ago.
So, this ship is a merchant vessel. And in fact, Geiger, I'm going to give this one to you, that it's Fetin's. It's Fetin's vessel. It's one of his many vessels that he owns. So doing this would be a betrayal to Fetin. Which is possibly why he's asked you to do this as a real test to see whether or not he can have your allegiance.
Sure.
It's a big black arc as well. Like, this is no easy feat. This probably has like 200 dark elves on it. And he wants to make sure that it never sees port. So this is not an easy task which he's just given you. It's not a rowboat coming into port. This is one of the most powerful vessels in Nagaron coming in that he wants you to get rid of somehow. And it's 2 days out, so it's not like you guys have a whole lot of time. So right now on the map, it's like, it's probably where, is it Harganeth?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's pretty where like Harganeth is right now in the Sea of Malice, yeah.
Okay. Ooh. All right. So these things are massive ships powered by like chained sea beasts underneath them and magic that keeps them afloat because they're not naturally buoyant.
Correct.
So that's sort of like whatever Golazal knows about having served on one for the last 5 years. That's immediately where his thoughts start going to. Like, oh,
Right.
You know, but he's actually really more interested in, like, if it is a black arc, then like the blackguard here. What, you know, are they expressionless? You know, are they just utterly professional, or is there like something going down?
They are utterly professional. So they are like the, you know, super hitmen modes, like not talking, barely even breathing through their masks. They're close enough to hear, so presumably this may have the approval of the Witch King.
Yeah, okay. That's sort of what I was thinking. Maybe not. It could be just any sort of entry.
Sivan seems to be being discreet, or is he like speaking fairly loud about the fact that we gotta go and take out a black arc?
He's speaking loudly enough that these two would hear him. Although he does occasionally shoot a furtive glance, but it's not that he doesn't want them to hear. You can just sense that he's uncomfortable with them being here.
Yeah. Well, a worthy challenge then. We look forward to our next meeting.
Very good. I don't expect to hear from you until after the job is done.
Of course.
Please take some wine to go. And bring you an extra chalice of wine that you guys can take out for your way out.
Okay.
And yeah, you guys are left outside. A little fight bag.
Right.
Piece of cake in there, wrapped up in.
Oh, easy. He just stuffed his pockets full of it. It's very good. Right, was like talking
stealing the bread off the table, putting it in a pocket.
Caviar, yeah, scooping it out as you go.
Feeding some to his little manticore. Black Ark is no small task. Like, what are your thoughts? And he's basically now, like, after we've left, he's basically turning to Darcy and Geiger.
Well, not really sure who we're double crossing at this point. My gut tells me to it would be better to trust Fetton than it would be Sivan. Perhaps we could turn this to our advantage.
Betray Sivan, then?
Oh. We work with Fetton, have them, we go out, have him talk to his man on the ship, just have it not reach port. Like he said, he doesn't care where it goes, what happens to it. At least just delay it for now, till we can make our move.
You think he'd accept it? Full of valuable cargo, he probably wants it soon. Yes?
This is true, but, you know, if you feed him a little bit more, slaves will keep. The gold stays just fine. Just saying, for the greater bounty that is found at the end of all of this, I bet that he would pay attention. It's either that, or they're working together and this is all a ruse, so if we go to Fetton, then he'll just report back to Sivan that we betrayed him.
It's a great deal of work that he's asked us to do, don't you think?
It's almost an impossible task. I mean, look at it. It's a black ark. There are but 5 of us at most. Just saying. I know we're good, but are we that good?
Well, if you think about it, you could sneak in and underneath you'd poison the sea beasts, or perhaps disrupt the magic of it, but you'd have to be deep inside.
So I do my best work.
It would be a challenging task. I expected that we would die a glorious and painful death.
Oh, the gods willing.
Seems rather a waste of our time and our talents, don't you think?
I am not eager to seek out my death, but we play a dangerous game. I think if we pursue your path, Geiger, then we will inevitably or eventually have to account for the fact that we skirted the problem, shall we say. And Sivan will find out that ark is just offshore somewhere, waiting to come back. What then?
It depends on how quickly we want to move here. And who we want to move against. We have a prime position. We have leverage.
I wonder why it is that Sivan is in a rush. Our Lady was not.
Aye, what is it in 2 days that would get... There's not a lot we can do to sink a ship in 2 days, but
I think it's the proximity.
On it.
I think it's the proximity. It's close enough to port to be found out. What do? We're a bunch of Shade Arrow people. We botch sinking a ship, attacking another person's property. What happens? Shade Arrow gets taken down.
It's true.
Aye, and what if the cargo be for the king?
There's that as well. We need to know what's on that ship before we do anything with it. And who's it meant for?
Well, we know who we can talk to find out.
I think I will go ask around the shipyards, see what options we might have if it does come to it. Maybe there are those desperate or foolish enough that the opportunity to board a Black Ark and take whatever they wish from it and then sink it might be enough to swarm the whole thing. So who knows?
It's very true.
You're certainly more optimistic about it than I am.
It's the only way to live life is to see the beauty and joy in it. We will spill the blood of our enemies, take what we want from the world, and die with a smile on our lips.
Should I not be surprised when you board the Ark and you decide to take it for yourself then? Is this sail for somewhere else?
The thought has never crossed my mind, and certainly not without some bloodthirsty and red-handed companions such as yourselves. Besides, a Black Ark is a cumbersome and lumbering beast. Give me a cutter or some other sort of fast ship to reeve with.
Yes, this is true. It's good for a voyage, but another way to sink it.
Yeah. Sometimes just we're traveling through the streets of Nagaron. Golazal eventually would want to split up and go down to the where the ship crews and the like hang out.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too long a journey down there, Temple Dockyard area. Ships coming to and fro and landing, new slaves being undocked, that kind of thing. It's a busy atmosphere.
You think, in all the time he spent here, does he have an idea of where, say, the various lower-ranking members of these big raiding expeditions hang out, like where they tend to frequent? He's looking for brawn types, other mercenaries, and
right, yeah, no, absolutely. There are sailors' bars and taverns where you're likely to find the pirating sorts. Yeah, you know where they are.
Okay, he's gonna head to one of those and just start asking around, see if there's anyone there who's willing to talk. Whatever, I don't know, wherever it seems like everybody's having a good time, and that maybe the drinks are flowing, and someone flush with cash can really grease some wheels. So that's what he intends to.
Okay, nice. Are you guys coming with Golazol, or are you elsewhere?
No, Golazol works better in his element.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaving Golazol to do his own thing. I'm not sure what Darcy would be up to. Possibly,
perhaps we could go to Fetton's place. Be seen around there a little bit more.
Seems like a fair idea to me.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, Jim, with Golazol, it's a rowdy and raucous kind of atmosphere where different tales of how many slaves you've killed and exactly how you killed these different high elves has taken place. And it's a very sort of it's a dick measuring competition with how many big sailor stories of how many people you've killed can be told in one evening. What kind of information are you after him?
So he's mostly looking for if anyone is familiar with the Ark Royale. Do they know anyone on it, or how often is it in harbor? And then if there's then judging by like the responses to that, if anyone starts salivating or like, oh man, I wish I could get my hands on it, might approach things differently.
Cool. There. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there are definitely there's definitely some interested voices, let's say, when you pick up about the Ark Royal. There's a group of sailors who are very quick to sort of get you over into a corner once you start playing with some coin to tell you the stories about it. The one sort of leader of them is an old sea dog who's probably seen too many winters, and he's like, "So, Ark Royale, is it? I hear it's coming into port soon. You heard the stories, of course."
No, I myself have only recently arrived and am out of the loop, as they say, across the seas.
I said that they have with them a bounty unlike any other. A prize for whoever they choose to give it to. A prisoner. A high elf. Someone high up. Important, they won't say who, but it's got to be someone big. Don't you think?
Yes, indeed. Such secrecy. Well, the mind wanders. What sort of captive prisoner could be so important that such secrecy would be needed? Perhaps even the High Mage himself is on board, and we will have quite the execution soon.
One can hope, but those bastards, I swear if they got to him first before I did. You know, I was only this close to getting him myself one day.
Indeed.
And he goes on to start telling you a story about how he almost captured Teclis and Tyrion, and he was this close. He was just like, several thousand miles away. But yeah, he's very excited to tell you the story, and then sort of you refocus him. And he's like, so you can imagine it's going to make quite a splash when they arrive here in port in a couple of days' time.
I could imagine. What do people think who will get this captive? Surely the Witch King himself, yes?
It's yet to be seen, my friend. Yet to be seen. Goes to the highest bidder, one might say, if it's Fetton's business.
Yes. Well, that's too rich for my blood, I'm sure, but I would love to have a peek. And is there like a crowd? Like, is anybody listening
to us? It's like a little gathering of sailors that are all sort of like in on the story and enjoying, the different tales they're telling.
Hey, maybe Golzal take this approach. He's sort of like lets some time pass, and then, I've served on one of those black arcs for a time, and boarded many times. But when I think about what you have to do to keep something like that safe, all the precautions you have to take, why, it's just fun to kind of think about getting on board, isn't it? How many times have you snuck on board a place that was just bristling with guards and magic? Tales that you can tell, I'm sure, right?
Oh, hey, there's plenty of time, my friends. When it comes to house-on-house action, sometimes you need to stow away aboard a vessel in order to take out a captain, or, I don't know, take something from within that hold, whether it be booty, plunder, or whatever important slave they have. And he sort of, he's then also expecting some remuneration at this point. Oh, yeah. You can tell.
Golzal brought a full coin purse and is intended to leave with it empty. At the very least, he wants to make a bit of an impression. And so he'll slide some more drinks for whatever they're eating, and he really wants to take a measure of how many people might be interested in potentially joining this raid, and whether or not they have access to a ship.
Yeah. Okay. So these sailors are, real mercenaries. So if you're going to pay them, they're gonna do it.
Okay.
And you've got at least 20 people here that this guy will be able to bring with him.
Okay.
That he promises are like his sailors.
Yes, okay.
And this man's name is Nolgor, by the way. Nolgor is his sailor's name. And he says, so it's the Ark Royale, is it? That's the one we're going to be trying to get aboard.
Well, we'll be engaged in a bit of that house-to-house business, as you call it.
Of course.
We just have to keep it from port. But, well, we're always on the lookout for opportunities for advancement, are we not?
Aye, well, if you're looking to stop it from coming in, and not just raid chests, it might be a wee bit more difficult, but let me think. If you could run her aground, would that do?
Perhaps, but
or there's
the navigators.
You could have a fire ship.
A fire ship, yes.
Fire ship might do it.
Do you have any
You could
humans
get a vessel.
that know how to make their gunpowder?
Yeah, we can get our hands on some barrels of the stuff if we needed to.
And so he'll just spend some time with Nolgor and whoever else talking about it, and would leave with we'll call it a down payment for quietude and potential for extra work.
Okay. Certainly,
And so
they
he'll
tell
pay
you
like half
that
their.
right. They're ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Especially because you're paying so well. So yeah. Okay, so then Darcy and Geiger, you guys are headed back to Fettin's establishment, the House of Pain and Pleasures, which is really just a gambling den. What are you guys looking to do there? Fettin's at his table, as he always is, playing cards tonight, and he is the house. Are you guys talking to him, or just other patrons at the bar?
I think Darcy would like to talk to other patrons. She's played with Fettin and she's over that now.
Yeah.
She's so over it.
So over that now. But she is definitely
He didn't even win.
shopping. I know, but it's more she doesn't really like him very much, so she's staying out of his way.
She's got this unexplained beef with Fettin that you felt like she didn't get along with him. Is there a history there between the two of them being rivals?
And she took that really personally, even though technically that's what she's selling herself as. Darcy, as being the illegitimate child, really resents being referred to as houseless. Always desiring to be legitimized. So she just took that really personally.
All right, Jon Snow. Yeah, that's good to say.
So she's actually going to go shopping for rumors about the Black Ark, about the Ark Royale coming in, because she doesn't know anything about it, and she wants to know more about the ship.
Yeah, run me a gossip.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I got skills. Pay them bills. I've got high fellowship, but I'm not proficient in gossip, so. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm not, because I'm not a human. 1 degree of failure.
Okay.
No.
You pick up some pretty weak source rumors, they've got, so much treasure coming into the hold. You wouldn't believe it. This is Fettin's place. So again, you're running into that resistance of people not wanting to sell out someone who probably would have them killed. Certainly not for
but
just people they've never met.
Ship, at least.
Yeah. For sure, you would be able to confirm that it's Fettin's ship. You might be interested. I guess you would get the sense At least people are smart enough not to just tell random strangers about, rumors and secrets. But there is some of the people that you talk to. There's a slightly, longing, extra long sort of look where it's like if there was something else on the table, maybe I would be able to tell you a little bit more. Little moment in their eyes where there's a flicker of something.
Do any of those people like particularly stand out to Darcy for come back later?
There's a woman.
Bartender or.
Well, there's a woman who has been. So she sort of keeps herself to herself. She's drinking alone. She's not gambling, and you had like a brief interaction with her, let's say, where you started to make some conversation, and she indicated to you with her like body language that maybe she had something more to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mental noted.
Meanwhile, Geiger, where are you going, my friend?
Geiger is actually probably going to go up to see if there's a seat at Fetton's table.
Sure, there certainly is. He's there with his like gold and diamond teeth, so many rings on his hands. Must be really heavy to just have hands if you're Fetton. Back again, Geiger.
Oh yes, I am. Just wanted to get a few hands in before lunch. Also, I wanted to say thank you, and he'll just kind of flash a wink at Fetton as he kind of antes up for the game.
Yeah. Most welcome. And do you want to play a hand of him?
Yeah, I'll play a hand with him.
All right, so that's like best of 3 roll gamble rolls, and he succeeds in his first hand.
I actually almost succeeded.
So is Geiger like? I guess he's not a particularly good gambler, but
no, he's just like talking. He's barely paying attention to like the rules of the game. It looks like he doesn't know all the rules of the game, but he's not really good at this.
Second hand is pretty bad for my friend here. So, oh my god, win the second hand. So it's the best of 3. But on this next roll, you'll either beat him or it'll beat you.
Let's be beginner's luck.
He rolled it. You just lose. It's actually closer than he probably felt comfortable with. It's just like it's you're a complete beginner, but you just get like a killer hand on the second hand. And he sort of like scoops away the winnings. Better luck next time, I guess. The rest of the people, he sends the rest of the people on his table away so that you can talk in private. So, how'd that meeting go? You're alive, so must have gone pretty well.
Oh, yeah, it went quite well. Went quite well indeed. So, what do you You got anything exciting happening coming up soon? And Geiger's like being like very obvious.
Yeah. Any big ships coming into port soon? Geiger's yeah. What'd you know about it?
Oh, just heard a rumor. Wanted to confirm it with you.
Well, it's no secret that I have a ship coming into port over the next few days. No doubt laden with gold and slaves. After all, isn't that how we all stay in business?
Oh yes. It's a lot of work, but I think it's really worth it. I think we've really perfected what society can and should be. You just take it from others.
I agree.
Is that not the way of things?
Absolutely. How can I help you, Geiger? Seems to me like there's something that you need.
I have to admit, Fetton, I look up to you. I mean, I look at you, where you came from. I see myself as possibly a protege of yours.
I'm not a very paternal kind of guy.
Oh, that's fine. I already have parents.
But I appreciate it. Okay. he's sort of like, he's waiting for you to say something. You're like, I look up to you. And he's like, sure. So, can I help you?
Well, no, but maybe I could help you.
All right. Spit it out.
All right, here's the real scoop. The shade arrows are coming after your ship.
Really?
Don't want it to reach port. So, perhaps we can work something out.
I thought you weren't in with shade arrows no more.
Well, I'm not. And it gives him a very lightly wink.
I see. So you decided to bring this to me?
Well,
I don't see the shade arrows as any kind of threat. That ship is fairly well protected.
Of course you don't. They're hiring outside help, so it doesn't track back to them. But we could work something out, you and I.
Okay. What is it exactly that they're planning then?
Oh, take it. Perhaps disable the animals that pulled the ship. Just delay it for a little bit, just enough to get reinforcements there. So perhaps if we could maybe divert the ship for a time, thwart their plans. What do you think? If we can get there just ahead of them.
How many are their number?
I'm not privy to that. I just know it's a force to be reckoned with. I come to you because you helped us out, okay? And I'm looking to move up in this world.
I appreciate you bringing me this information. Might I ask its source?
I'd rather not say. I'd want to keep that particular source alive.
Oh no.
Trust.
I won't kill him. Just want to know.
Well, let's just say, let's work this deal out and maybe I'll tell you afterwards.
Here's the thing though. Now if I know that there's a force coming to try and take us, my men will be ready. And I very much doubt they can try and raise a force larger than my own. Certainly not another Black Ark. So why not, instead, now that we're ready, thanks to your advice, you and I sail out there and kill them as well. Bit of glory for ourselves, what do you say? Would be fun. Take out the shade arrows ourselves. Send that bitch down into the water.
Perhaps we could. Why don't me and my friends muster a force ourselves? We'll head out there. Participate in a little bit of the glory.
There's no need. You can come with me and my men. Why put yourself out of pocket?
Because I want to prove myself to you. I want to show you what I can do.
You've already proven yourself.
No,
none of
this is nothing. This is words. I don't like to mince words. I like to mince steel. And that's what I want to show you.
Roll me a charm. He's a little bit bemused by this. I'll give you a plus 20 to the roll.
A plus 20 to this, to my 16.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Come on. Oh, oh wait. Oh my god. That's just enough. Whew. Whew. Alrighty. That's amazing. Yeah. He's like, alright. Well, if it means this much to you, then free help is free help. How many are you gonna bring?
Oh, I'll need to talk to my man Golazal. He's the one that handles that sort of thing. But perhaps we could head out soonish. I can send word
Very well.
once I've talked with them.
Tomorrow night, then. That'll be when they'll strike.
Mm.
I'll meet you out on the docks. We'll take my ship.
All right. Until then.
Thank you, Geiger. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. I owed you. And Geiger
All right.
will just turn on heel and give Darcy the eye.
Does Darcy do anything to seeing Geiger's eye?
Does the eye indicate that she should leave or she should come over?
No, he's walking towards the door while giving you the.
Okay.
We should leave now.
Yeah, Darcy will drink back her drink and pay up her tab and kind of leave without another word.
Okay. The two of you head outside and get out onto the street somewhere far enough away to not be overheard.
Darcy, I'm a genius.
So you like to remind me, Geiger.
Trying to
Why
get that
do
out straight.
Why be you a genius in particular today? What did
I'll
you
be
do?
honest.
Well, isn't it obvious? I tipped Clinton off about an attempt on his ship, but I told him that it was the shade arrows, and then I got him to get to make it okay for us to take our force out on his ship to the Black Ark, where we can get on and then take the ship. You're welcome. I'm a genius.
Oh, it's been a while since I had a mathematics lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't you just double the number of people on the ship that we wanted to take?
Yes, but I got him to let us take our people. I don't understand what you don't get about this. They're ours. He's ferrying a raiding force onto the ship that we're raiding. Come on, that's genius.
Right. One small question for you, Geiger, and then I'll be up to speed with your plan. Who are our people, exactly?
I don't know. That's what Golazal went to go do, isn't it?
Oh, good.
Went to go talk to people at the docks, right?
Aye.
Let's go see Golazal, see if he's,
Aye.
what kind of force he's been able to muster.
Darcy's like, we're gonna die. Horrible deaths. Grats. But she will follow along down to the docks.
Okay.
As we go, though, Darcy wants to be aware of if we're being followed. A lot of people are telling us to do a lot of things to a lot of other people. Someone's got to be keeping an eye on us.
You roll me a perception check.
Sure will. Oh no, I closed Fantasy Grounds. Can someone roll a D100 for me? I hit the wrong button.
Sure.
Thank you.
47, is that your...
47, let me have a look. Perception is based on which skill?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Alright, my intelligence is a 48. I don't believe I'm actually proficient. Oh wait, I'm an elf.
Oh, damn.
I can.
You have excellent vision, though.
I have excellent vision.
Well,
So, does that mean I can see?
Sure, let's say it does.
I don't think I
so,
have proficiency in perception per se, but I do have excellent vision. So,
right.
yeah, it's
this-
plus 10 on sight based tests.
Yeah. We'll say you got it. So,
I'm letting it back up now.
you don't spot anyone who's following you, at least not obviously. If there were, you know, like a paid assassin or spy, it's unlikely that they would be clearly following you. But no one seems to be like coming the same way as you. You walk through the city for 30 minutes and no one's been behind you the whole time. So that's about as much credence
And
you
I'm
can put into that, I guess.
We're not getting as much attention as we did when we first arrived anymore, right? We're kind of old news now.
Yeah. News moves quickly in Nagarons. The big sort of talk now is the Arc Royale, which is coming into port in the next few days.
Right. Cool. So yeah, just going down. I imagine Geiger would have told us whereabouts he was going, and we'd be safe.
Yeah.
With it.
He'd tell you the bar at least, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Would Geiger be
Where's the
there,
name
or
of
would
the
you want to
bar?
head back to his
He would stay there a while to keep up appearances and just get as much of the a feel for what it's like there. If everybody's anticipating this, is it a celebratory thing? Is it a resentful thing? Are there lots of people like Fenton? That's sort of what he's trying to get a measure of.
Yeah, you're definitely still there then. By the time that Darcy and Geiger get there, you would pick up a vibe that these guys fear Fenton, but they want to be Fenton, so they're quite willing to get him killed if they could do it, Right. But it's not like there are people that are like, oh, that Fenton, I'm going to go and kill him for all these things he's done. But
he's the top. He's the top, sort of in there in this racket, and so everybody wants to be him. In that case, Gozal's just living it up. He's, you probably walk in on him, and he's sitting there with he's got an axe in one hand, and it's got an orange, what looks like a foxtail coming off of the sort of end of it, and he's like, so I took it, right, and I had to get it rehafted because that fucker had his teeth in it. He hit the haft of his axe so hard. When he saw me, he just left teeth in it, and so I couldn't just have that, right? It ruined the whole ambiance of the thing. But I did take his beard, and that's, I keep it on the axe because it reminds me of him. So, just they're so big over there. They're just fucking huge.
But Golazol, I thought you were into biters. Give us another round.
These are my friends. It puts the axe away. These fine sailors and gentlemen here are up for our challenge. What information were you able to gather from our quarry, our prey?
Perhaps, my friend, we shouldn't speak of these things in public, because I have some news to provide for you, my sir.
Is there a private place around here?
Yeah, there's no VIP sections in this kind of bar, but there's a section away from everyone else that you could find yourselves in. Yeah.
And so, very conspiratorially, Geiger, he looks around and is like, goes all. So get this. Fenton knows about a raid on his ship.
How's that now? Who told him?
I told him. I did.
What? It's because you...
Trust me on this one. I'm a genius.
A genius.
I told him that the Shade Arrows had planned on attacking the Black Ark using outside forces. So he wants to head out.
Technically
true.
To
accompany him. Yes. It's the thing about lying. You just do it a little bit. That way you don't have to remember too much. It's in Rule 8 of the Art of the Kill. Chapter 8.
So much in
it's growing every day, my friend.
Such a wide variety of source material.
Everything is killing, ultimately.
Everything is somehow related to killing, yeah.
We all meet the same end, my friend.
The appendices are 3 times bigger than the book itself.
There's
Really,
a bunch of
this is
baking
just the art of
recipes.
the murder hobo. Yes.
We'll get there. We will get there. But here's the catch. I convinced him to allow me to bring a force of my choosing on his ship out to the Black Ark. Thus, your men. He will supply the ship. He will supply the transport, and will be, slightly off guard that the men that he has with him are the ones that will turn on him. What do you think?
What's to prevent him from bringing his own trusted bodyguards and using us as expendable first wave?
Well, I mean, that's always a possibility, but this is where you're better at this part.
That's what I would do. I would just have us all killed in the first wave. See how many of them we take out before we all die, and then he doesn't have to pay us, and he's taken out a potential backstabber. And I think perhaps then keeping up the ruse that it is a Shade Arrow raid on the ship is important. Perhaps our new hired help can be of use there, while we ourselves are close at hand to maintain the fiction, as you said. After all, we wouldn't want to share the glory, and wouldn't want to arouse too many suspicions. And so Golazal now, given this wrinkle, sinks back into his chair, and he kind of gives himself a good think. Where he's like, he's not the most intelligent elf, but given time, he'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Yes, it does strike you that you need, if this is to go along, you do need some kind of raid to happen that isn't you guys.
Yeah.
So Nolgor and his men could be useful there.
Nolgor could, yeah. I think Golazal, as the wheels turn, he's starting to think of like doing this like at another tavern or another place, like going further afield and sort of like hiring a bigger crew. And with this one being the explicit, like, listen, we'd be going after Fenton. That's his. So he'll propose that to the group. I think if we pooled some of our resources, we could hire a much, much larger crew. And I think Darcy might be the one to do it, under the guise of a wayward child on the outs, looking to recapture some glory for a house that has otherwise abandoned you. Seems like a clever enough ruse. Don't you think? I can connect you with the right people, Darcy.
You know what I've been wondering? I've been wondering how this Fenton fellow got so high. Who is he anyway?
He's a jumped-up gambler, smuggler, I imagine.
I bet he has more pull than Stefan, than our own house. But who is he?
A bastard child of the Witch King, perhaps.
I'd not thought of that, Golazal.
It is making me wonder who exactly we should be crossing. And who exactly we should be following.
The way I see it, everyone's been crossing Shade Arrow and no one has paid for it. And so, why should we feel any sort of loyalty to that? The others, there's a hand at work. I don't know which of the, which sides we're on yet.
Aye, someone be up to something and we haven't been told what it is yet.
Golazal thought we were on our side.
Well, then perhaps we keep that up and see what's on this ship of this, and perhaps take the opportunities as they come.
Did you find out any more about the vessel itself, Golazar?
There's a prize on it. Elf. Someone important. Someone valuable. They've gone to great lengths to hide who it is and intend to use it as some kind of prize, no doubt, to enrich Fenton's pockets and influence. The rest, standard cargo. The world is full of
More
it.
than we were told.
Yes, indeed. A whole ship for one prisoner? Perhaps we just need to remove the prisoner. And a little creativity on our part will be allowed.
I like it.
Alright then.
Then I'll talk to some people. So that, I guess then I'm going to talk this through as a player, so I've got it straight in my head. We're going to hire Nolgor and his crew to be our bodyguards, the force that we have. A yet unnamed or unspoken to third party under the Darcy will hire them to go and be the actual Shade Arrow Raiders, and then all of us are headed to this Black Ark in the middle of the Sea of Malice.
You know what we should do, just to add a new level of complication, is hire a third party and just tell them there's a massive raid going on the Black Ark, and just send them.
See what happens.
Just send them as like the
It's a
third
free-for-all. We
unknown.
just let the word out that it's
Yeah.
a free-for-all, right? Like,
If we
yeah.
create chaos, like more chaos, then it's gonna be easier for us to do whatever we're doing.
Yeah, if it seems like this thing is up for grabs and this is everyone's one shot to get this thing, then it could. I think that's a good plan.
It could
so
turn
maybe
into a
when
feeding frenzy, yeah.
it could turn into a feeding
because they're all
frenzy. So
gonna talk to
maybe
each other right anyway. So
right. I tried to pay Nolgor. I think I paid him at least his full fee just to keep quiet as a retainer.
Yeah,
Right, him and his crew. But the others will be a little less circumspect, a little less generous.
yeah, because it's gonna get real expensive real quick if we're paying everyone to stay quiet and come aboard and rob and.
Yes,
Okay.
but the bounty will refill our coffers.
Aye, but I'd like to do more than just break even.
Yes, I'd like to be there and see what it is.
Yes. Yes.
So let's choke the sea with all manner of cutthroats and reavers, and that'll
Let
delay
us-
it.
Yes, let us drown them in the conspiracy of it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
and
so
Rolls
confused about what's
Offense-
going on, so now we're gonna confuse everyone else too.
You guys got a pinboard of who knows what, and where they're going, and when there's like a schedule laid out. For, like, you guys get here at 4 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I
Triple
think
crossing isn't until 6.
I'm gonna. Gozal will call over Nolgor. Such a fine and reputable reaver such as yourself must know all manner of crews interested in plunder and opportunity.
Well, if we're looking for some more lads, we can certainly get our hands on them. If you've got the coin, that is, of course.
I'd like all of them, if possible. At the very least, to know about it. Don't
All
say
of the
who-
boys.
All of them, indeed. Spread the word, if you can, that the Ark Royale is open game. You and your crew will follow us and fight under our guise, generously paid and compensated, of course. But the others, let them think what they want about who hired them or what the information came from. Let them speculate and spread rumors and see how many of them come out. We'll be there, and so will everyone else, hopefully.
Ah, good old-fashioned feeding frenzy, is it?
In
Well,
the
I'll
confusion
spread
we
the
sat
mud
for.
into the mud of blood into the waters, and we'll see what comes up from beneath.
Excellent. And
A lot of sea metaphors.
a salty old dark elf.
It's kind of his thing.
And then I think I'll just take Darcy, and if Geiger wants to come along, to find a crew who will specifically be willing to fly under the Shade Arrow banner. Or at the very least, be willing to admit to such under torture.
Okay, yeah. So you need to find a gang that will. Oh man, okay, that's kind of tricky, right? So you're trying to find people who on
just like someone who-
upon torture.
Yeah,
Do you want to dress them up
well,
with
I
shade
guess
arrows, or?
that would be, I guess, ideal. I think more it's just a one that instead of it being confusing as to who's hired them or like all
Right.
these, pirate crew going out and spreading the rumor, it's the two of us. And really it's more like I would be introducing a crew to Darcy who would then keep up the ruse. So I think that's
Okay.
probably how it.
Sure, yeah. So they definitely think
Sound good?
at least that they are.
It would
being
be kind
employed
of
by the
like
show.
we'd go in and it would be very much. I can't tell you who you'd be working for. Carefully hide
Shade arrows.
Shade arrow insignia.
Yeah.
That kind of thing where it just looks like a really badly hidden. This is who you're
Right,
working
right.
for thing. And then when we go to the sad place and get that sad, it's just we don't even mention like what we like, hey,
Yeah.
there's gonna be
Okay.
a bounty for you to plunder.
Okay. So you spend the rest of the evening basically telling everyone from various sources that there is the Black Ark that everyone is going to plunder.
Just for like everyone's going to be there. If you're not there, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, it's just
kind of situation.
It's the event of the year. Come on, guys.
It's a free for all. Don't be telling me we didn't warn you.
Alrighty.
Exactly.
And in that case,
we'll sail with our crew.
Yeah. It's good. An evening well spent. A lot of people have RSVPs to the feeding frenzy.
Excellent.
And are looks like it's gonna happen. It is tomorrow night, of course, so it's got all day to like circulate around the city as well.
Yeah, I was hoping it's like a day to marinate, and that everybody tries to slip out under the cover, but then like they realize everybody else is going, and maybe like I don't know, who knows? But
It's like
if there's a secret to be kept,
down
then
towards the dock.
everyone needs to know. Yeah. It goes all just delight and spending time at the docks.
An additional question. Do we actually have any contacts that we haven't already met from our time before we left before who, could like hook us up?
You tell me, is that someone that you would have gone to see, like an old friend, an old enemy, that kind of thing?
I'm thinking there's a lot of magic in the city and a lot of magic users in the city. Maybe there's some sort of potion woman, another bride of Cain, or someone like that we can kind of reach into to either help remove some of the obfuscation that's gone on, or just add protection because we are about to walk into a fucking death trap.
So, it's a thing, I guess. Most of your old contacts were probably shade arrows, and friends are still amongst them. So, let's see, a couple of people that I've got on this list that might be useful. Captain Corzell.
No.
You don't like him very much, but he's someone that...
Better not go talk to him.
Then there is the guy that you're on the ship with at the beginning, whose name I wrote down.
Vicalc? Captain Vicalc?
Captain Vicalc. Whose ship you have been promised. Yes, Vicalc Grim Reaper is his name. Whose ship you have been promised previously, but you're no longer really going that deal anymore. But he's someone that you could talk to. There are like just witches that you could go to see. It's almost like going to a fortune teller, but a little bit more dark magic.
Is there like a priestess or something we could go to for a blessing, maybe?
Sure,
something
yeah.
Kind of legitimate-ish.
Yeah, if you wish to like show your devotion unto Cain, then there are certainly basically temples that you could go to if you wanted to speak to a priestess. It's not exactly it's not always a nice affair though. Is the problem. That might be quite painful, and also they would probably be trying to pry you for information as much as you them.
That's fair. I think, Darcy might actually go to a temple, because that actually sounds like a useful thing to kind of go and do. And I think she's probably pretty faithful. Thanks. So,
cool.
She's seen enough death to have to hope that there is
to believe in God,
yeah.
Okay. So, Darcy, you head up to the Temple of Cain. There is... I'm imagining this temple now to... I mean, almost all Dark Elf places are like sexual in some kind of manner. But I want to say this temple is just like straight up overtly sexual. Because like Cain is like blood and sex going on. So there is probably a fair amount of that going on in a place like this.
Bloodbaths.
Yeah, where people are having sex. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. They suspend oxen from the ceiling and they kind of slit them and let the blood drain down. High Elf says there's a good bounty.
Yeah.
What is warm?
Just
luxury?
Yeah. Sure, that is true. So yeah, you're going to come into this temple and there are priestesses sort of, walking around and administering their aid.
I think she would have come in with a tithe, because that's what you do when you got money. Rather than making an actual Oh, actually, I have a high elf slave that I mentioned in the last session that I was riding around town on. I'm gonna bring them in as my tithe. Yeah, they were. You don't remember? I went shopping and I had a little high elf slave that I was riding around on. They were on all fours.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay.
Is
Sure.
that detail just Spanish? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I deleted that one from my consciousness.
What
That's
about
okay.
your NPC though? I thought we had an NPC that was.
So
donated.
yeah, so
Uh,
let's say this as well. Like, actually, let's have this NPC be the priestess that you're coming to see.
Okay.
So let's say that the priestess that you're coming to see, her name is Dorina Spidersong, and she
Of the famous
owes you a favor, and the nature of that favor is up to for you to decide why she owes you that and exactly how much she owes you for that.
Alright, so Darcy will come in. Oh, we're nearly out of time. Just in time. Darcy will
We'll be like an hour, right?
don't we finish at midnight?
No, we finish an hour later nowadays, right? We're an hour later.
Oh,
a little hour later, yeah.
Yeah, we got.
We
an hour.
started 2 hours ago, yeah. I do it all the time. I finished Call of Cthulhu an hour early. I tried to. I finished Call of Cthulhu an hour early
like,
last week. And then that's all
hurry
you guys.
sorry, my bad.
All good.
So yeah, she'll go in and I think she'll donate the slave regardless, because you don't turn up to someone's house without a gift. And
Yeah. Yeah, Dorina is like, she typically likes to ride upon the back of a giant spider, and this is how she is when she meets you. You know, she's riding through the temple with a whip, just like making sure that everyone's okay. Like she's, you know, like some kind of fucking janitor of this place. That's not at all what janitors do, but whatever.
in this part it is.
I had some scarring experiences in my childhood. Let's not go there. Just the whips in the locker rooms. Anyway, you. Enough about
We're
me.
learning a lot about you today.
Yeah, it's just a whole.
Zach,
lot
if
of
you were
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
You gotta pump the gas.
Open up about yourself, they said. Yeah, so she's waiting to run the back of this giant spider, and her eyes glance over you as she sees you. Ah, what a pleasure. She doesn't look too pleased to see you.
Oh yes, the pleasure is all mine. As Darcy swaps to her kind of more formal elven, rather than her black arc elven.
Right.
Rather
And,
a lot has changed around here, and she'll kind of look around the temple. How is the temple looking? Is it in pretty good shape at the moment?
Yeah, pretty good shape, I would say.
I see
They
you've
put in some
been
work.
very busy.
Well, the work of Cain's never finished.
No. Always
I heard you
more
were in
blood
town.
for the offering. Oh. Well, I'm surprised you didn't come and see me. Are we not friends anymore?
Of course we are. I've just been very busy.
Haven't we all? Now,
So I hear.
oh. What is it that you hear?
Rumors flow quickly around here. All manner of things. You're with the Shade Arrows, you're no longer with the Shade Arrows. I can hardly keep up with what it is you are doing nowadays.
Tell me about it. I mean, yes. So, we are, as you can imagine, in a spot of bother. With the Shade Arrows, not with the Shade Arrows, etc., etc. I would rather appreciate knowing that our mistress is keeping an eye on things. There's a rather dangerous event on the horizon.
I see. And you're looking to cash in your favor?
If it's not an inconvenience.
Of course not. I'm more than happy to be rid of you.
Oh, darling. Take it all so personally. It's very
What
high
is it
up
that
for
you want? Ugh. It's the worst insult.
I learned from the best, but yeah.
So, what is it that you need me to do?
Well, metaphysically, I'd like you to put in a good word with Our Lady upstairs, and physically, I'd like something protective, magical. Something more than just the armor I can wear, or I don't know, the services I can perform as a surgeon.
I see. Well, I suppose I can, as you put it, put in a good word very easily. As for protection, what kind of trouble are you expecting? Physical or magical?
Our Lady shall have many offerings in blood. But I fear there may be magic at work. Just can't figure it all out. Who pulls the strings and all that?
You come to ask me, who pulls the strings?
You do ride the spider.
I suppose that's true. But let me ask you this. If you were me, would you tell you?
I'd tell me just enough to hang myself with, yes.
Who is it that you want to know more about?
Perhaps we should start with a fellow named Fetton. He has risen in my absence, and I cannot figure it out. Cannot figure out whom he serves, nor whom... Yes, whom is Fetton's patron? He cannot have done this all alone.
Indeed. Well, if I give you this, and something to protect yourself with, will we be even again?
Yes. I believe that would be a fair exchange.
Then his patron, as you could call her, is the Hag Sorceress of Grond, the mother of our Witch King, Morathi. She pulls a great many strings, and Fetton's is just one of them.
Why would such a lady take an interest in someone so low?
Why indeed? I do not understand, or even try to understand, the will of the Witch King or his mother.
It's probably for the best.
Now, about that protection. She dive into one of her pockets, fetch out an amulet, which actually doesn't look so dissimilar because you saw one that Wizzle had and returned it from Fetton's grasp. She said, "This here is my personal touch. I've used it many a time. Protects from both magic and the blade. Any would-be assassins will have nothing coming." She hands it to you.
Perhaps if it is good in its duty, I shall be able to return it to you when we get back.
No need. Consider our debt cleared from this point onwards.
Very well.
Then, best of luck to you in your endeavors.
And you and yours.
And with that, she stalks away on the giant spider.
And I think that just to like slightly unsettle her, Darcy's gonna stay around, just take part in various rites and things.
Mm-hmm.
And when she runs out of those to do, she'll
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the PG-13 version of what's going on. Various rites and things.
It's religion, kids. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty then. So I guess at some point you guys have been out and about all night, and by the time it reaches closer to morning, maybe you guys are resting back in your houses, or anything else you guys like to do after spreading rumors. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, at some point when it's dark, like really late at night, after even all the dockside establishments have closed, Golazal wants to find a shrine of Morai Heg.
Okay.
And as quietly and sort of secretively as he can, whisper a prayer and leave an offering of his blood there as just a whatever trials I face. Don't pull my rune from your bag, Crone. Keep it safe a little longer. And he leaves that there and makes his way, sort of secures his way back to his safe house.
Awesome. Okay. In that case, the group of you return to your safe houses and get some rest. Unless there's anything else you guys would like to do, the evening will pass by. So you've got like this underground area where basically your 3 different houses are safe houses, separated off from one another. And you have until tomorrow night till anything happens. So you go back to your various different houses, rest, recuperate, whatever it is, and fall asleep. And I would like everybody to roll me a perception check of any bonuses that you have in listening.
Ooh, let's see. I don't think... No, I don't have any bonuses in listening.
Nope.
Where are we at? Oh, 1 degree of success.
1 degree of failure.
And Darcy, yeah, okay. So, yikes. But that's okay, because Golazor gets the pass. Golazor, you're asleep, and something wakes you up after just a moment. Sound that shouldn't be there, and you hear the light sound of a boot scraping on the floor outside. We'll say that your rooms are all connected by like this one main corridor. And someone else is moving out there, and they're probably not trying to be heard. It's a low, soft scrape of boot.
All right. Outside my door, or just in the hallway?
Seems like it's close enough to your door where you heard it, but they were moving past your door. So either towards Geiger or Darcy.
Okay. All right. Well, Golzal's not particularly stealthy, but he is quiet on his feet when he needs to be. So I'm going to take my saber and go to the door and just wait a minute. Not like right at the door, but sort of like close to it. See if I can hear it again or get a sense for where the movement might be coming from.
Okay. Yeah. Let's roll another listen check. I'll give you a plus 20% because you know what you're listening for and you're closer to it now.
All right. So my skill is 58 then.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be 2 degrees of success.
Easy pass.
For myself.
That someone is slowly, they've managed to unlock the lock to Darcy's, apartment, I guess, and they are slowly opening the door.
Do I know that that's like to the left or right of me, or whichever way it is?
To your left, yeah.
Okay. Then I will wait until I think they've opened it and that they are a few steps in before I will try to step out as quietly as I can.
Okay. And let's have a stealth check. Or a silent move, I guess.
Yeah, that's half my agility, which is... let's see. Oh, never mind. I am remembering how all of this works as well. So here we go. Oh,
Hey.
yes. There
Nice. Yeah, so you creep silent as can be out across the hallway. And are you following into the room itself?
we go. Yeah.
Okay.
I
By
see
the
anybody?
time you... Yeah, absolutely. By the time you enter in, we'll say this is like where Darcy is. What does Darcy's bedroom look like? She's got like a big bed. She's sleeping on a couch. She like strung up in her sleep. What's going on there?
She hangs from the ceiling like a vampire bat. No, she's got, I imagine, a bed kind of pushed up against one wall. Next to it, a large rack where all of her clothes are neatly organized. The room is kind of more closet, I think, than bedroom. In terms of her priorities for space. But she's in a corner against the wall. Having been on a ship, she doesn't like having too many spaces she can fall out of the bed. So she's kind of managed to wedge herself right in the corner.
Right. So yeah, you see Darcy sort of like curled up on the bed, and down just at the end of the bed, there is a live and fairly short figure, clearly dark elven, in a dark cloak. And you can see in one hand that they have a rather wicked-looking punch dagger, which glimmers in the moonlight, and they are sort of hunched over, clearly ready to make their move closer towards Darcy.
All right. In that case, I'm going to look like once they seem like the most intent and focused and like distracted, I'm going to leap out and attack and yell, "To arms, intruder!" or something like that as I attempt to attack the assassin.
All right, so you get a surprise round off because the assassin is not prepared. So let's have everyone roll some initiative, which we're doing as a D10 plus
agility bonus.
Agility.
We're doing
Agility
it the way we
bonus,
did
yeah.
Or
6. God damn, 16 again.
so 7 for
God.
me.
Tiger.
7. Okay. Yours.
Yeah, I'm
Six.
asleep.
Yeah, that is true.
Takes me a minute to wake up.
Where are you?
That was damn bad, but still just a slight wiggle and Geiger.
I roll over and I'm like, go away, Darzel. It's like,
I'm a deep sleeper. Sleep is important. Find it in chapter 9 of Art of the Kill.
So it's,
If I have
Gollum's
space, I'm
roll-
going to...
Yeah, good.
Okay, if I have space, I'm going to get a running start so that I'll get the charge bonus. But if not, I'll just make a standard attack.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. So Gollum's already got the surprise round, then the assassin, Darcy, and Geiger. And the assassin, Darcy, and Geiger are all considered to be surprised as well because you guys weren't ready for this.
All right.
So you basically get to take 2 rounds in a go. 2 turns in a row.
Well, all right. So that is my first attack. Is 4 to hit.
Yes.
It's location
That was gonna do
40s. Actually, that's an arm. Sweet. So maybe it's the punch dagger arm. I don't know.
an
Nice.
arm again. We like hitting our arms. In this
Oh,
game.
so many. Last time it was
Last time it
legs.
was legs.
Arms and legs.
So
Oh, is it
close.
legs?
12 damage. As I
Nice.
slashed the left arm. And then that was a move and a charge, so I only get 1 attack now, but if I get, for my actual round, not surprise round, I'm going to just do my 2 attacks, switch attack at him.
Absolutely.
That is going to be, first one's going to be a miss, because I don't have the charge bonus. And then, 2 misses on the second round as Golazal strikes true and then fails to follow up.
Alrighty.
That's my 2.
Unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's your 2, so the assassin gets to go. Good lord.
All right.
Not in a happy mood after you hear a
Assassin.
curse under his breath. Definitely male figure moves in with a punch dagger towards you, Golazol, in an attempt to swiftly dispatch you and then kill Darcy before she fully wakes up. Makes 2
All right, I
swipes. Oh my god.
Oof. All right, I'm going to try to dodge that one.
Yeah, good idea. Oh my god.
Oh, what a 6, jeez. All right, I'll try to dodge the first one.
Yeah, I got it.
I have the most armor on my body, so that's good, at least.
Yeah.
All right, so I dodged the first one with my skill, but I would take the second hit.
Okay, nice. You take the second hit. And let's see what this does. Oh, baby.
Oh.
I've rolled like 3 attack rolls in this game, and they have all been Ulrich.
They've all been Ulrich.
Oh, my
Cain!
God.
Alright.
Kane's enablement? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
20. It's 20 points of damage
Alright.
to the chest.
So, to the chest, so I've got 6 armor, making it. This is going to be a level 1 crit.
Alrighty. Let's see.
It's like, ah!
Yeah.
Where you at, Matt? Geiger!
What the fuck are you, man?
He's like stumbling, like grabbing his sword belt over his shoulder, and his buckler's on his head, and
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can't find my link, so I'm just going to use the standard detail critical table. And that is a.
What's how bad is this one?
Well, I don't think it's too bad because it's just on the 1. I don't know. Let's see.
Who knows?
Critical hits, 1 for freaking pretty bad.
Oh,
I forgot to get mine out. I don't know where mine are. I could be.
Okay, which one do I roll on? Let's see. Oh no, I do roll a D100. I'm wrong. And then the critical value gives it a +1.
Yeah, you gotta find out how bad the crit is.
72 plus 1 is a 2 to your body. You're struck in the groin by a punch dagger. That's mercy. The pain is such that you cannot take any actions for the next round.
Oof, that's gonna hurt.
So that's really gonna hurt in the morning. So yeah, this assassin just spins on his heels after you swipe at him once, and he just, like Assassin's Creed, like hand to groin, gets up in there.
Brothel money.
All right,
Let's
get to it. She's like,
Good night, sweet prince. Darcy, you wake up. It looks like Golazol's just been punched in the dick. What's going on?
I cross to
just wake up, and in front of you, there's a man just punching Golazol in the dick, and you're like, what's happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna like reach across to my lamp and like turn it up to make sure that what I'm seeing isn't like some weird shadow hallucination or something. And then when I see
paying this man to do.
Yeah, when I see what I see, I'm then gonna grab the lamp and I want to just try and smash the assassin over the head with the lamp, like an improvised firebomb to the head. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't sleep with my bow, unfortunately.
That's a savage.
So that's gonna be a weapon skill, right?
Yeah, weapon skill, and then I think improv is just a D4.
Nah, that would be a failure.
Right, it's not D4, like +4, I think is improv. I don't know. Good look.
It doesn't matter. I didn't hit.
Oh, you missed. Okay, yeah, you wildly at him with a lamp, and it like he just ducks out from underneath it, very swiftly, realizing how this situation is turned against him. Geiger, you're gonna have to run for a round to get to Darcy's room. But if you spent your whole turn running, you could get there in the doorway.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, like I said, he's got his belt, his weapons belt, kind of slung over his shoulder, and so as he's running, he's going to kind of throw his buckler on and have his sword drawn. I do have quick draw as a talent, so he can usually ready his weapons pretty quickly. So that's what he does.
Awesome. Okay, so you run out, and Golazol, it's your turn.
I'm dick punched and unable to do anything.
Dick punch!
Oh yeah, you punch right in your golden nuggets.
Yeah, so unable to do anything for my turn. I don't. Yeah, if I can, I will attempt to do a dodge and attack if I'm able to. But otherwise, I am.
Yeah, I don't need to take any actions though.
Yeah.
But that's okay. All right. He's going to attack you twice. He's trying to kill you to get you out of the way so they can get... he'll attack you once and then one into Darcy, I think.
Okay.
So a 35 is going to hit.
Yep. If I can't dodge, that's a hit.
Yeah. Okay. It rolled on a 10 for a second. I was like, oh my god. What have I done? So it's 11 to the 53 chest.
Yeah, it's 53 is left
Oh, wait.
arm.
Left arm, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, just his favorite arm.
Oh yeah, since
Yeah.
11, so that's 4 armor. Looks like 7 left. 7 damage on that. That's a nasty crit.
So nasty. A dirty crit. Alright, that's fine.
Don't you die on me, Golazar!
I got 3 other characters in my head.
I'm about to do
It's become one of the Philippine sailors.
It only takes me 15 minutes to build a character in Warhammer.
That's fair.
Okay, well,
Tui is great.
let's have the timer going, shall we?
Yeah. That's a challenge.
Okay. Do you know what it is? Plus 1. Oh wait, you're on like plus 7. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's bad. You'll lose the arm.
I want to find the expanded criticals because these ones are just ridiculous.
If you give me 2 minutes, I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Here.
I kind of
Do you
feel
want
like
to
that.
stab Darcy while Jem finds the crit table?
Yeah, I'll stab you. Thanks, Charlie. Let me stab you.
You're
while
welcome.
That's a team. That's a definition of a team player.
That is, yeah. That's taking one for the team here.
Oh my god.
Get out.
That's 10. That's 10. You're such a
Get out.
good team player, and that's. All right, 61. Is that a leg as well?
All right.
Yes, 61 would be a right. No, 61 is body.
Body, yeah. Okay.
Unless it becomes 16 and then it's a right arm. I don't know if you. did
Yeah,
the-
he's flipped to 61, so yeah, it's your
Okay.
Yep.
This is my body.
the bod. Right in the bod. 18th the bod.
My bad.
He's
And
doing
I'm
a
not
body
wearing
shot.
any armor in bed, and I'm not wearing my mask in bed. So I get
Yep.
to take all the damage. Hit me.
Okay. Tasty. So Jim, I
Yep.
rolled. What was my critical roll against you? I rolled a 14. Yeah, my 14 was my critical hit against your.
Low's bad on
Alright.
this table.
Oh yeah, low's
Low's
bad
bad.
on this one. Ooh. Here we go. This is
Trying to save Jim with different tables. I'm like, it's fun another table.
Ooh, yeah, Golazal is. The assassin's weapon enters Golazal's armpit, slamming deep into his chest and piercing Golazal's heart, expiring immediately. Although the assassin will have to take a half-action easy strength test to remove the blade, as that's a.
Oh hey, that
15
saves
is
Charlie.
skills.
That actually saves
That
Darcy from
expands it,
18.
he's got like take his
down.
time. Mhm.
Oh my god.
So
All right.
I have a
So
fake point,
Golazal.
but
Yes.
we'll see.
please.
Yeah.
So Golazal, this dagger is about to punch through your armpit into your heart.
hmm
Do you wish to spend a fate point?
Yeah, at the last second, Golazal was feeling, the blade sort of like penetrating into him. He's going to twist and try to catch some of it on his sea dragon cloak and avoid the worst of it.
Nice.
Although he goes down, right? Like he's out.
Oh yeah, you're for sure unconscious, but it doesn't quite reach all the way through your heart. Although it is all the way punctured through your armpit as he pulls it away. Spends the next half action pulling it away, where he was about to murder Darcy as well. But luckily for you, your near death saves her. And Darcy, it is your turn. This flurry of action happens before you. Golazal falls down. He may very well be dead for all you know. Oh, you are muted.
I'm muted.
Unless I can get
Good.
across the room in half an action and grab a weapon, the only thing I've got is the lamp, so I'm just gonna swing the lamp
Swing
back
the
at
lamp.
his head.
Go full fucking Aladdin on his ass.
There you go.
That's better. There
That's
we go.
more like it.
That's more like it. So I'm just gonna roll just a D10, I guess.
Sweet. And
Two.
try to find if there's an index in this. There is. Improvised.
2 fiery lampy damage to
Nice. What?
71, which is
What's
the body.
this? An RPG with a shitty index? Surely not.
Oh no!
It's the first of its kind I've ever seen. I don't know, it says +3 maybe for improvise?
Would
It's
you
like
want
a
to just make it
fiery
as like
lamp?
plus my strength
Yeah, strength
modifier?
bonus,
So that would be +3. So yeah, that'd be a
Yeah,
5
there you go.
total of fiery, lampy damage to the chest.
Nice. Slams
So
into
I
it and
imagine
he's
he's like
lightly armored.
pulling out the
Yeah.
dagger, and Darcy just shoves this thing like full on into his chest as hard as she can.
Nice.
Fire and metal and glass forwards.
Yeah, he kind of as you start burning him alive.
Yeah, improvised his strength bonus.
Awesome. Okay, so that's Darcy's turn. Geiger, you're in the room.
Geiger, seeing his comrade in arms fall in the peril here, he's going to charge forward, screaming out a battle cry of challenge, and move up to this guy. If I can get there in a half action, I'll move up and attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Alright. Oh my god. I'm using a fate point. I'm sorry. Or fortune point, excuse me.
Fortune point. Yeah,
I'm
good
gonna
reroll.
I'm gonna reroll that attack. That's much
That'll
better.
do it.
17
That'll do it.
to the body.
To the board. All right. That is. Oh yeah, roll of damage.
Ah! Sorry, I got 10 rolled over to a 4. Anyway, that's 7 damage.
Okie
That's-
dokie.
That should be 8 damage. Why is that 7?
You rolled 4 plus 3. Is your strength bonus 4?
Oh yeah, it's 4. Anyway, I don't know. There's something wrong in this algorithm. Anyway, so it's 8 damage.
Okay. That is a little critty. 7100.
Sweet. Come on, low baby, low. 81.
Jim, what you got on a?
We have
A
a
lone
location.
sword in the body.
71.
Look at the body, and then how many other what level was it be at?
He takes a level 3 crit. Yeah.
Takes a level 3 crit with an 81, so it's gonna be 4, and it's a cutting weapon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Geiger's weapon splits one of the assassin's ribs, forcing the assassin to make a hard -20 toughness test or be stunned until the end of his next turn as he grasps for breath. -5 to all parries afterwards.
He makes it.
Okay. Not stunned,
Even
but he has a
minus-
-5 to any attempt to parry. I don't know why it's
Okay.
just parries. But, yeah.
All right. Fair play. All right. So Geiger, you slice him up, and you begin to hear the scream as red blood comes away on a sword in this dark room, only illuminated really by Darcy's lamp, which is now burning away into this man's chest. Anything else you can do, Geiger?
That is a perfect target. I curse him for a coward. Attacking a woman while she sleeps. You should ask first. And then
So, it's okay if you attack a woman if she's cool with it while you're sleeping.
etiquette and combat is covered in chapter 10. Okay, we'll get to that.
Consensual killing by Geiger.
If she's asleep but she's cool with it, go. Knock yourself out, give her a murder. That's all good. Alrighty, that is Golazol's turn. Then Golazol's unconscious on the floor. His armpit and almost heart being stabbed to death. It's the assassin's turn. He's certainly on his last legs, but he's going to try and murder Darcy because that's what he was sent here to do. Spoilers. Oh my god, I am rolling like a fucking god. I am
I don't
possibly
like
the
it.
best Warfare
That's
player
it.
that
Will's
has
not
ever
allowed to
existed.
DM this anymore. He never rolls like this when he's on our team.
Listen, I did I did a video the other day where I talked about how good Warfare 2E combat was, and this is my reward.
Yeah.
I
there you
gushed.
go.
I
It
gushed
is
for
good
like 10
combat.
minutes about how good it is, and then
I love
being
this combat
rewarded.
so much.
okay, so 4.
Alright. 4, so
Um,
location 41, which is my left arm.
Left arm.
So that's
Today's
fine.
Any crits on that?
No. I'm
Good.
fully healthy. I got 6 life left. It's
Oh yeah,
fine.
I forgot I didn't do that 18 damage, yeah. 84 is a miss. Okay, so he slices once at you, opening up your forearm and your left arm, and slices him again, but misses. Darcy, it's your turn. You got a lamp, and you're bleeding.
Darcy, get out!
Can I... Yeah, I kind of want to lift the lamp, like, right near his face, but then just roll away using my action to kind of disengage, I guess. Roll onto the floor next to Golazol or something. Does that count as a full action?
I think it's a half action to break away from combat. I'd certainly let you because he's been stabbed a lot of times and Geiger's also fighting him, so it's not like he can...
according to the rules, disengage is a full action.
Full action.
That's fine.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, I'll just roll on the floor. I imagine I have to roll over Golazol because he's right there. Sorry, bud.
Rolling probably over Golazol's dead body.
Just kind of try to get to the door / near my table of goodies.
Okay, yeah. You can. We'll say that you can get to your table by the end of the round then with your full disengage. Awesome. Geiger, Grimheart.
All right.
Your turn.
This fallacy has gone on long enough.
Has it? I don't think it has. I think I've got another round left.
Question. If I use all my fortune points, I still have fate points, right?
Still have fate points. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't
use a fate point on this.
Huh?
Don't use a fate point.
Fortune point to reroll.
Oh, you still have a fortune point. Okay.
Yeah, I still have.
Yeah, I think you can do that on a fumble. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, don't use a fate point to reroll this.
Oh no! I'm using a fortune point just to reroll. It's a normal success.
Nice.
As I snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and so it's 37-7, which is the Cain guide my blade.
Oh man, and it's
6 damage.
Okay, so crit level 6 on here, 73 body. So you roll a D100. I guess no, we just use a number, don't we?
No,
we'll use roll for crits. Yeah. Roll for a crit, Geiger. There you go.
All right, 33.
33, level 3. All right. All right. Geiger's weapon slices deep into the assassin, splitting several ribs before severing the spinal cord and lodging in a vertebrae. You have to take a hard. The assassin needs a hard toughness test to avoid dying immediately. If they are successful, they will be helpless for the rest of the duration, crippled for their life, paralyzed from the waist down.
I shouldn't laugh, but he's dead. So he avoids that fate, and instead, as Geiger just rips out the spinal column from this Druki assassin, he falls dead on the floor next to Golazol, who is passed out and bleeding out.
Yeah. It's like
Geiger runs over to Golazol and embraces his brother in arms. A light cuddle.
It's like Boromir Aragorn right now.
Yeah.
Or are you spooning him?
Side spoon, like he's laying on his back. It's a side spoon. It's not a full spoon. He doesn't know if he's in it.
Okay.
Please,
grab
too many plans.
What are you getting, Darcy?
She's gonna grab some medical supplies to attempt to save Golazol's life because she's just seen him stabbed in the chest, and she is a doctor. Damn it!
Oh yes.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh thank God.
Yeah. So I'll head over. I'm gonna try and staunch the bleeding and apply pressure with some sheet. Gonna do what I can to fix him up a little bit. And because I'm a surgeon, I can roll for twice as much healing as normal if I succeed.
Love
Still, heal skill. Let's go.
Let's go.
47 to great success. So you can have 2 wounds back.
2. All right. Sweet. So, all right. Here we go. 2. So he's up, heavily wounded. I imagine that takes a while, though. So.
Yeah, I imagine
I'm imagining this
like
is...
an optimistic description of your position.
Yeah. after a long and grueling surgery there at the safe house. He pulls through.
We'll move Golazol up onto Darcy's bed, I imagine, between us.
Okay.
Geiger, are you feeling strong? Because I'm not.
Yeah, no, Geiger will definitely pick up Golazol and move him up there. And then while Darcy's working, he'll look at this assassin, go through his stuff, see if there's anything, which he knows there probably won't be, but you never know.
Yeah, the dark elf was sort of masked. Pull down the mask, and it's a dark elf that you don't recognize. Doesn't carry anything in his pockets. You guys know that these assassins are professional. It really is like a really good line of business, like a standard career path for a lot of dark elves to go into being assassins. Highly paid, highly skilled, and there's no way that you're going to find out exactly who sent this person after you. But someone with money, because this guy was good.
Four of my cousins be assassins. You're not getting out off of him.
Mm-hmm. I take his blade. You keep what you kill.
Oh, totally remembered. Golazol, roll me a toughness. Anyone that got stabbed needs to roll me a toughness.
Gotcha.
Because the blade is most definitely poisoned. As
Also,
you like his drink.
did not pass that.
Okay, I gotta find out.
Oh,
what
it
poison
rolled
does.
off of the stupid.
I believe you.
No, it's okay. Reroll.
Oh.
Fail. I rolled a 12 before. So sad. Salty.
Sweet. So the two of you. Give me a minute here to find the poison. It's somewhere in this.
I'm just checking my notes to make sure I'm not somehow magically good against poison. No.
Oh yeah, I don't think that we particularly. I don't think I am. No. Poison's what got him. Poison.
Yeah. So, Golazol eventually comes back to consciousness. After searching this Khainite assassin, Golazol comes back around. What do you guys want to do?
Well, as he's kind of like sitting and recovering, I mean, business pissed someone off. My instincts tell me this is Shade Arrow. Seems they're normal modus operandi. Perhaps she's trying to keep up appearances on us.
I mean, it could be, but he seemed fairly skilled. Certainly she wouldn't send or waste that much money on a ruse.
That's a good point. Why did Darcy pass right by my door?
Darcy, who did you talk to today?
Well, I talked to quite a few people today. If you remember, we were very busy talking to people all day. And then I went to the temple and I talked to a long lost friend.
You sure
But
they're a friend?
I don't think it was in her interests. That reminds me, though. I did hear something interesting.
Oh?
Yes. Fetin's patron is the mother of our dearly beloved king.
Oh my.
Yeah, like out of context, out of character. Well, in fact, probably in character as well. You guys would know that she's not someone you might want to cross. But Marathi would have like several like playthings that she might consider playthings, people whose strings she pulls. But if Fetin is somehow connected to her, then pissing off her is like pissing off, the Witch
God.
King and God. Yeah.
So we might want to reconsider fucking him over.
Why would someone favored by, well, it's one of those things where as Golazol talks it out, he sort of like sees that perhaps there's a strife in the family. If a agent of the Witch King's mother is trying to cross the agent of the Witch King, we've got ourselves caught up in something.
Perhaps a family swap.
This is why I play my allegiances loose until the time comes to. So.
Yes, wait till the last pick before you pick a side, so you can see who's stronger.
Quick update on the venom that's used as dark venom, cultivated from the horrid hell drakes of the Western Ocean. If you deal at least one wound with a weapon coated in this poison, the target takes an additional wound on the following round. So there's probably electric jolts of pain running through Golazol and Darcy's bodies. You'll take an extra wound. It won't kill you though.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm saying thank you, like you just did me a favor. But thank you.
You're welcome. I'll poison you anytime. It's all good.
Anytime. Well, the original plan, the plan that we put in motion this evening is we won't cross Fenton. We'll just make the appearance of an attempt to. So I think we might be all right there, but
better to keep scattering our eggs between the baskets, I think.
And this Golazol slips back. Sort of like the pain overtakes him for a bit. He's kind of out of commission for a while. It would be like if we're gonna go out on a boat the next night, he will either need magical healing
problem with our plan.
or something else. Yeah.
Well, there is magical healing available at the temples that you could always consider.
I could fetch a healer. Fetch a daughter of Cain. We do have the money. Haven't spent it all. Save your life. Think of the plunder.
And you could give him my bloody soaked mattress.
The booty.
What sort of price do these temples extract for that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, it's top dollar. It would probably be. I mean, you guys have been spending a lot of money on like hiring help, and you also tithed. So this would probably be half of what you have left to get a healer out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Will, could you put in chat what I got again from the priestess? Because I've accidentally deleted that note.
Oh
and I can't remember.
I'll send you the magic item between this session and next.
Awesome, thank you.
No worries.
Golazol will take a moment to think about it because he feels like he'd be putting his life in the hands of someone who can't trust him, or he can't trust. Perhaps there's another out there. Others
What
who
if
could
we,
perform the task.
We ask Ives to take your place. And you stay and you heal.
Ives is... He could make an adequate replacement, I think. And I've been quite public about my freelance status. So we could keep that up. And Golazol seems to be, slipping in and out of consciousness during this time. I don't want to be taken to a temple, though. I don't trust what they do there.
You can stay here and I'll keep an eye on you. Won't get you up any faster, but won't kill you any quicker either.
Not yet. He made his best attempt. If it was my fate, then it would have happened. But I live for now. I will be fine. And so, if Golazol needs to stay behind because he's seriously wounded, I can take his place. Or he might seek out in desperation something other than a temple and see what else is out there.
Do we know of any, black market drugs that are, speed that are just gonna, get him up and going? Like a magical speed,
You guys want to buy speed?
Maybe it temporary heals him. You know how you get the adrenaline shot in Left 4 Dead and it temporarily fills up your hit points?
Sure.
Can we Left 4 Dead Golazol?
Yeah, if you want to give Golazol some speed, I will happily, in a fancy realm, sell you drugs. There's
Hopefully they're grade A.
There are definitely ways for you guys to get your hands on illicit goods. It's probably not even illicit,
Okay.
that's probably not even contraband. So like, yeah, just getting your hands on drugs is like, sure, go down to your drugstore where they literally just sell you crack and speed.
I think
Dark
I
elves, you can
would.
do what the fuck you want.
I think I would look to Geiger to take care of that because I want to keep an eye on Golazal because this is still kind of that critical period of if he tears a stitch, he's going to bleed out. That kind of in Darcy's head anyway.
Yeah. You go round to the local drugstore to get him his medicine.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah. Geiger will get dressed and put his armor on and all that, and
Yeah.
he'll go out and get the needed drugs. Darcy, what do you want to do with
giving
this?
him? Instead of giving him pills, you're just like lining up credit cards, chopping up his crack.
And yeah. So, what do you want me to do with this? With this one, kind of nodding to the assassin.
Dump him outside. Let the rats have a good meal. And whoever sent him can see the evidence of his fine handiwork.
All right. And he'll kind of scoop this guy up and kind of shove his cloak in the wound to keep it from just bleeding out everywhere, even though it already has, just to kind of stop the constant bleeding. And just kind of go outside and pretend that he's helping like a drunk friend walk down the alley, and then just kind of dump him in the alley.
Totally. Alrighty. And then go pick up some Cain for Golazol.
And then drugs.
Yeah.
Dump the
Unless
body.
there's
Get,
an Assassin's Guild, right? Is there an Assassin's Guild in the city?
Yeah, if you know how to reach
Is there
them.
like a protocol or an etiquette where you send back the dead assassins who failed?
I think that they probably would already know. There's probably some kind of magical tracking that they have. I mean, I actually don't know the lore on that. I'd have to
Well, you
read
can decide,
actual
Will.
books
You
again,
have
but,
that power.
I know, I fucking so much. I just don't know the indecision. I mean, I don't think there's a protocol where you'd send them back. I think they
Alright, so yeah.
if
think
they're
with
failures,
something.
they're failures, and they don't care, you know.
They don't want them.
Another one for the crows, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you pick up Golazol's crack, and soon enough, Gol is feeling a whole lot better again.
All right, yeah, he'll rest as long as he needs to. Probably take it at the last.
At the
minute.
last moment, yeah. Just
Yeah.
gonna savor it, yeah.
Right, but otherwise he'll take it. He's fine with that.
I still think on the morrow it might be worth taking knives with you.
I think so. Even if I am better and feeling better already, I think I can do it. But maybe if you just let me stick around for a while, and I hold onto a rail, and I'm sure I'd be fine once I got my sea legs on me. Totally fine. Ives doesn't need to come at all.
Mm.
I'd still rather Ives go with you.
The single longest sentence.
Right. He fumbles to put his saber back in its scabbard. Ah, shit! It's
Because he needs to learn the ways still, Golazal. I can't remember what it is that Ives does beyond provide us with presents. So, perhaps it's about time he learned a real trade.
yeah.
He's an initiate like I am. He knows how to
That's
kill.
right. I remember now.
He's my brood sibling. It was us and 4 others. I was top of the class.
Unless, of course, you be wanting Geiger.
It's just these pointless brags.
Yeah. I mean, I thought both of them would be there, but yeah. If the 2 of you were there, and then that means you're there, present in the thing. And if you find a chance to kill someone, you can do that, and then you can also take the thing that we're looking for. I think it's a great plan. Ives can go. I'll stay here. Geiger, you do the whole thing. and perfect genius. As he deals with the drugs and poison and blood loss.
The poison racking his body.
Yeah. He's just like sitting half of his head, sweaty.
Suddenly he's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt and no one knows why. Like, how did he get it? No one knows.
Right, no one knows. Right. He tries to sit down at a table, but
He's like hovers
but
just above.
like looking at the game, like Golazal would be like, he'd probably be killed in one hit and useless afterwards. So I think, he needs rest.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
So Ives in his stead.
Amazing. All right then. So as you guys get ready to head out on your journey and pull off the master plan, the plan of all plans, you wait until the next evening. We'll say that there's a knock on the door, and a Fetin and an entourage of his personal bodyguards show up, and he looks towards Geiger and he's like, "Right, you ready to do this?"
Ready? I was born ready.
And that's our end tonight's episode. Warhammer's Fight of the Witch King on the most awkward joke. Oh.
So dead.
Incredible. You guys are in for a treat next week, I think.
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that it's going to be messy. And holy moly, if you guys there in the chat enjoyed tonight's show, please do let us know. If you did, follow the show. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can subscribe, drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. And oh boy, usually there's another show coming up, Little Busters, but they're off this week and they're back next week. So we're ending tonight's stream here, but we'll be back online tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern for Once Upon a Time, Fairy Tale D&D game, which you guys can come along and play games with us here on the live stream. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. If you really enjoyed the show, consider supporting us on the Patreon, or you can subscribe on Twitch. A bunch of things you can do. But let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Jim. Man, I can't believe how close that came to straight up murder.
Sweet. Yes. I love Warhammer, right? Like you don't play it if you expect to have a character survive unscarred. So it's nice to have to have experienced it from the other end. So great game. I'm loving it. I don't know what I'll do next week, but I think it'll be fun regardless. And I'm liking how the web of intrigue continues to just get itself all tangled.
You could play Nolgor or something if you wanted to.
Nolgor, something. I was thinking maybe something like that,
Cool.
or one of the other maybe cutthroats or something for session or something. I had some thoughts on that. But I am Jim Davis. You can find me on WebDM, where I am co-host our YouTube channel. We give Dungeons & Dragons and RPG advice and inspiration videos. We've also got Twitch, Patreon, all that good stuff that Pruitt will tell you about in a minute, because I can never remember the details. So come and check us out if you love talking about RPGs and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. And here to explain all of that is Pruitt. Bro, what's going on?
Oh well, I think you know what's going on, Will. I am weaving a tactically sound web that will allow me to navigate the plot as you have laid it. We're probably gonna die. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm playing a dipshit that's based on Zap Brannigan and Donald Trump. So anyway. I can't wait till next week to see what kind of insanity ensues, how much backstabbing is done, and will it be within the party? I'm thinking probably so. But until then, you can catch WebDM Tuesdays, Thursday nights on Twitch at 6 p.m. Central, and also Wednesday nights, usually at 7, although we are not going to have Unearthly Twilights tonight. Because Grant is traveling, and so there's that. And then we've got a special thing coming up this weekend, but I'm gonna leave that to a certain someone over here to talk about that.
The segues today, we're killing it.
Segues. We're getting smooth, Will.
I love it.
It's so slick. Anyone would think we do this every week, all the time. So, I'm Charlie. I'm playing Darcy today. I'm at Frost from Fire on the Twitters. I am here Mondays and Wednesdays playing at some Warhammer 40k on Mondays and the Wonderful Fantasy on Wednesdays. Thank you so much, Will. This is so much fun. I love this game. I love playing with you guys. It's like a highlight of my week and it never can end. Just so you know. And thank you, chat, as well, for my pet and for just being here and interacting. We love you muchly, Chaos Chorus. And as Pruitt mentioned, coming up this weekend on Sunday is the premiere of my new show, The Lost Girls, over on WebDM. It's a vampire cypher system game. I'm very excited. I have a wonderful cast. I'm DMing. And yes, it's going to be fun. Oh, it's in the 80s. I always forget to mention that bit, but that's like a big selling point. It's in the 80s.
Yep.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, what else is there to say? I don't know. Nothing. Gareth would normally be here, but thank God he's not. He doesn't do anything anyway, so you don't need to follow him anywhere. What is he on Twitter? Scardstar? Suddenly Pandas?
Yeah.
One of the two.
It's
Such a Gareth. He'll come up. That's what I do.
And he's sick, and it's very sad. And shout out to Jerry as well, who also plays with us sometimes, who is wonderful. And we love her muchly.
Yes.
Cherry Bomb, I think, on the Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know why I pointed down. There's no thing here.
Cherry
Yeah.
Bomb. Maybe there's a 7 in there. Maybe there's 7 in there, but I don't know.
You can find her, Internet. I believe in you.
Yeah, I trust in you, Internet. Well, we're back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, like I said. Thank you guys for watching tonight's show. Normally another show, but not tonight. Gonna take it easy and go fucking chill and write up some notes about the terrible things that might happen next week in the game. But thank you guys for watching. Until next time, transfer out too many net ones. We want to be here laughing and killing everyone when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.